This time we've got the Epiloch. It's on the Scotland course and it's 6.9 miles. It's stage 6A of the Zwift Games. I was deeply unimpressed with 6B, which I did last week, the arcadey style Sonic the Hedgehog chasing games. So trying 6A, it's a pure TT. There's no steering, it's you against you. There's no draft, as I understand, either. So it's approaching the start line here. It's full out, you against the clock, basically. And there is, 15 seconds start time between riders. So we're coming up to the start line here. You can see on the graphic top right, there's a little bit of a bump. It's only 300 feet of climb, and then there's a gentle gradual climb to the finish right at the end, but you've got to keep your foot down constantly. I will be aiming for 4 watts a kilo because I suspect we're probably riding for 16 and a half minutes at that time, and at my 75 kilos, so I'd expect to do around 300 watts average for this ride. I'm sticking in 16th. I'm trying to keep over 300 watts. I will stand up for the climb to give myself a little boost, but not absolutely push it. Otherwise, I'll just be floating down the other side on the descent at 150 watts. And you need consistency on a TT ride. Perhaps I should have had a TT bike. That's an interesting. The chap, or the rider, Niesel in front, the Romanian, pushing ahead. He's got a disc on the back wheel for a bit of aero. I'm just using the S-Works bike for this. I wouldn't suspect there's too much in it, to be honest, but every second will count on such a short course. So let's have a look. I want to try and hang on to this wheel as much as I can. That rider in front setting a very good pace. I'm having to do 320 watts, as you can see, the top left. I've had a good 30 minutes warm up actually this morning, so I'm feeling nice and fresh. It's a Saturday in the UK, midday-ish. So the French rider behind is 21 seconds behind, and then it's staggered thereafter, as you can see. I do want to keep within reach of the Romanian rider, who's clearly riding over 4 watts a kilo. And being very consistent. I'm just standing up to try and close that gap. I've closed it to a second, but I've had to put a bit of effort in there. 102 calories done, 1.1 mile done. It's still technically the leading, not sure about that, but 5.8 miles to go, 2.5 minutes gone. 26. So you can see from the graphic, we will start the slow climb on this bump here. I suspect there's perhaps 100 feet of climb in total, perhaps not. Let's see. Just need to sit down and keep consistent on this, get my head down. You can see the Romanian and myself catching the Japanese rider, and you can see the rider in front on the Tron bike, the cyan coloured Tron bike, 5 seconds ahead, so I suspect we'll rein that rider in. And then the Norwegian in front is 19 seconds ahead, but consistently doing 4 watts a kilo, and so is the Dutch rider in front of them, actually doing over 4.5 watts a kilo. So I'm sticking tightly here. Niesel is still just a second ahead. We'll come past the Japanese rider, who's doing just over 3 watts a kilo. So everything good so far. I'll just try and stand up to try and get within distance. Again, there's no drafting, so it's not for that reason. It's just to keep the pace. I am averaging 310, so everything's good so far. We have 5.2 miles to go. So a long way to go at full gas. As I said, I expect 16-minute race here with my timings. I'm just doing a bit of research beforehand. I'm doing over 90 RPM. in 15th gear. Now on this descent, see the Romanian's just pulled ahead there, just put his foot down there. 5 miles to go. I'll need to drop into 16th for this descent, because you can't just cruise. You shouldn't be just cruising on the descent either. 2 miles gone, almost 5 minutes. 304 watts average, 90 RPM. I'm just dipped below 300 there, perhaps because we're on the descent there. Should have picked that up a bit. I've lost a bit of momentum there, and you can see that's the difference. Having said that, yeah, the Romanian's still below 4 watts a kilo on the descent, but has got a 4-second lead on me now. Now, if you look at the Swede, Lock, I think that's how you pronounce it, with the green jersey below, 28 seconds behind, averaging roughly 4.5 watts a kilo consistently. And I had noticed the time dropping considerably on the chase. So that Swedish rider, she's now 26 seconds behind. So really chasing and putting in a higher watts per kilo than I certainly am. Ignore the 8th on the top right, because that's not affecting anything. That's literally, I was the 8th rider to go from the start. Niesel's got a 6-second lead. I'm going to put it in up here because I've dropped under 300 watts. Try and get perhaps 500 watts on here to push through to the top. There or thereabouts. She's over 7.5 kilos. Watts a kilo for me, 550 there. So I put a strong rod. I need to keep going because a little yellow bit, little gradient here. So don't just sit down. There you go, get up for that. Less than 4 miles to go. 126 feet completed. So we're just under halfway from an elevation perspective, just done 7 miles. Sorry, 7 minutes, 3 miles, 183 calories. I'm back above 305 average in 15th gear. So a descent coming up. So you can see this is where I've just let it go slightly. I've dropped below the 300 on the descent. I should have powered through. I should be in 16th there, powering through. You see my average coming right down to 300 average. I've not done well tactically. The Romanian, look, 4 watts a kilo ahead of me, at least 8 seconds ahead now. As I said, watch that Swedish rider at Loch, really chasing me down there. 19 seconds, got the green jersey. Fair play. So we've got a little climb here, and then I want to power through that corner, through the banner, ideally. I think there should be a power up there. Not sure whether we're doing power ups on this TT. There's no steering, no draft. Just put in the 500 watts, certainly over 550. Get myself onto there. Just try my best. 3.3 miles to go. I'm 10 seconds behind Niesel, the Romanian. So I'm not going to catch them. The H de Bolivier in front seem to be chasing them down. They've actually set a new PR for one of the stages. Fair play. 300 average, 15th gear. Little descent, and then we'll start I wouldn't call it a climb, it's a gradual increase to the finish for the last 3 miles. Lock 15 seconds behind. Got the polka dot jersey, I'm not surprised. Fastest rider here by a country mile, putting 4.6 watts a kilo in every time I'm looking. Well, except there, 13 seconds behind. Really chasing me down. Parkhurst, the American, behind is 16 seconds. And you got Akiyama, the Japanese rider, which too far out now with 2.8 miles to go. Not going to catch me. Because I'm pushing now, not quite at 300, well, just a push over 300 watts there. We're on 0%, 2.6 miles to go on the Epiloch. Again, it's just keeping the consistency. I've dropped a bit here to 295. That's behind where I want to be. 10 minutes elapsed, 4.3 miles gone, 2.5 to go. Pushing 27 miles an hour on the flat. Just upped it there a bit. I was absolutely sweating like mad. Managed to keep over 300 there while mopping the old brow. Fastest rider on the course, the Swede behind, 8 seconds behind. And she's absolutely going to fly past me before the end of this. At that rate, the rate she's catching me. So I've got Bolivia in my sights, so that's a good thing with 2.3 to go. A bit of an incentive, somebody to chase down 6 seconds in front of me. So just stand up round these little climbs, even though they're only 1%. It just helps, but I need to keep the power down. 4.7 miles completed, 189 feet. I reckon there's 130 feet to go. With 2.1 miles to go. You don't know your position yet out of the 60 riders. To Bolivia, I'm 4 seconds behind. They're pushing 4.2 watts a kilo. I need to stand up round this corner to get a bit closer. I get reined in by this Swede, doing consistently 4.6. 1.9 miles to go. Niesel 13 seconds ahead. The Dutch rider and the Norwegian well ahead. Almost 30 seconds. Just over 30 seconds ahead there. There you go. Flying past that Swedish rider. Can I catch the rider in front? That's my objective. 293 average, 5.1 mile to go, 1.8 mile to go. 12 miles gone. There we go, past that rider. I'd like to think I can hold on to the one in front, but no, 3 seconds ahead now and really flying past. Bit of a shallow gradient here, so we start this climb, 1.6 miles to go. Gone down to 2.293 average, so I need to increase that. It will naturally as we finish this off. Can I get it to 300 average? Standing up, pushing it through, 274 calories, 86 RPM. Really, I do enjoy the TTs. It's pure Zwift racing. It's just you against the clock. You're not using power-ups, you're not using draft, you're not using steering. It's you against the clock, basically. Perhaps everyone should have used the same bike on this to make it absolutely fair. I don't know. I don't think there's a huge difference. Lockie's 9 seconds ahead of me. Destroyed. I've pulled back Niesel slightly. He's only 12 seconds ahead there. Parkhurst, the American, coming past. There you go. Head down. Flying. 1.1 mile to go. Yeah, no one's catching now. So it's whether I can stay in touching distance of Parkhurst. Give me a bit of a target in front. I'm not going to pass that rider, but just to give me some encouragement. 294 average, 6 miles gone, 0.8 miles now. at 2%, just putting the power down. I was pleased with this finish, nice and consistent. 90 RPM, 14.5 minutes, so definitely going to finish this. I suspect under 16 minutes perhaps. Parker's 4 seconds ahead. I'm struggling to put 4 watts a kilo down here. Parkhurst is putting 4.6 and hence a really strong finish. Not sure which riders these are. Don't think they're part of our race there. Our TT. 0.5 miles to go. Right, let's get this completed, this yellow bit. Stand up where I can. 295 average. You finish the yellow bit and then it's a couple of corners round to the finish and through the line. Really enjoyed this, the Epiloch. Great race and great addition to the Zwift games. Zwift. So everything apart from 6B I've really enjoyed. Step Sisters was a disaster. That was really difficult, real test. So great. 8 seconds behind Parker's. Look, Locke had finished 18 seconds. Probably going to finish 20 seconds ahead of me. Blimey. Point 2, right, I've got to stand up for the finish here. Push it round, sweeping bends. See the banner on the top right. Just over 500 feet to go. 6.8 miles done, 16 minutes. Here we go. Go on, push through to the end. There we go. Enjoyed that. Really, if you get an opportunity to do that, definitely do that. 3.9 watts a kilo, 296, slightly below I wanted to do. 16.5 minutes at 4 watts a kilo, but very pleased with that. Great Saturday morning exercise. Completed the route. Well done to the Swedish rider. Eventually, she finished top, I think a minute or so ahead of me from the whole race perspective. Really enjoyed that. A good conclusion to the Zwift games, to be honest. I did finish 22nd out of 60 and I got my best 15-minute time when I looked on zwift.com, so I was pleased with that. And I had a Zwift racing score of +3 on that. If you enjoyed it, like and subscribe. I will see you soon. Thank you.